Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
It's our unit on research. Scientists and sociologists and people like that do research all the time for companies and universities and stuff like that. And one thing they're trying to figure out is how we can live a longer life and be happy when we're really old, especially if we are in our 100s.
Wow.
Like a lot of people in Okinawa are. Of course, Okinawa is well known for having lots of healthy old people there.
Yeah.
But one thing, of course, they do in Okinawa and something that old people do all over the world is gardening. Yeah, who knew? Who would have thought that? Gardening. Working in a garden, growing carrots and turnips and stuff like that. That can actually help you increase the quality of your life.
Yeah, we're not talking about the people who are out in the fields harvesting the crop. We're talking about people who have a little bit of land of their own, and they go out perhaps to the backyard, or maybe they have a little spot in front of the house or on the side of the house, and plant things that are fun. I used to have a little spot in my, in the backyard at my parents' house, and I grew strawberries. So I can see why people like it. It's relaxing. It kind of helps the stress just go away. A lot of people these days are, on their smartphones or watching TV or the news, and they're getting more stressed because the news isn't very good. If it's good news, they're probably not going to put it on TV because bad news gets people to watch more. So, yeah, I think gardening's a great way to just relax, get a little R&R. And wow, if it helps you live a longer, more healthy life, good for them. I personally don't want to live till I'm 100. That doesn't sound very fun. But a lot of people want to live very long lives. My dad thinks he's going to live till he's 100 because his dad lived until he was 96 and was very healthy. So, I don't know, maybe people out there are interested in having a long, healthy life. If you are one of those people, you want to listen up because we're going to talk about some research that says, gardening can help you live a longer, more healthy life. Right now, we're going to read through today's unit.
If you were to go looking for the world's oldest people, there's a good chance that you'd find them in their gardens. Many of the world's centenarians, or people over 100 years old, share an affection for horticulture. Some researchers even believe that centenarians' green thumbs could be related to their long lives. A variety of studies have shown that there may be factual evidence to back up these theories. One Dutch study showed that gardening relieves stress and improves people's moods, while another from Australia demonstrated that regular gardening reduces the risk of dementia. Moreover, the health benefits of moderate physical activity and an outdoor lifestyle, both indispensable parts of gardening, are impossible to deny. There are even more shared traits that hint at centenarians' longevity, however. Two are frequent interactions with family and friends and plant-based diets. According to Dr. Bradley Wilcox of the University of Hawaii, who's studied the centenarians living in Okinawa, Japan, one of the keys to their long lives is social connectedness. Okinawa has the world's highest ratio of centenarians, and many people there maintain a personal garden well into old age. Not only do they consume the vegetables they grow themselves, but they also spend time at the market interacting with other vendors and customers interested in purchasing their produce. Whether or not gardening is needed to live a long, happy life, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that it helps people do just that. Why not get started on your own garden? Visit your local flower and vegetable markets for some inspiration and advice. And don't be afraid to get down in the dirt with some seeds, soil, and sunshine. Garden your way to a longer life.
Okay, guys, we're going to be talking about gardening, a centenarian's way of life. Centenarian refers to a person who is 100 or more years old. You don't meet a lot of those people, but they are around. In fact, Japan has quite a few. We're going to talk about that in a minute. You can compare this word centenarian to the word century. They have the same base. Century, of course, is 100 years. So centenarian. Do you know any centenarians? Gardening is a way to actually live to that age if you're into gardening. I was talking about gardens in our backyard. As I was growing up, or on the side of the house, we had another little plot of land where you could garden. But because most of us are living in apartments, don't think you can't garden. You can buy some pots and plant seeds in that dirt and maybe grow some tomatoes, flowers, maybe some different herbs. I have several different types of plants at home, and you can say that you're gardening that way. My sister has quite a nice patio garden where there's no dirt, but they have a lot of pots, and she's planted all sorts of vegetables.
Yeah, I was going to say for people who live in cities in Taiwan, a garden is a luxury. Only people who live in the country can have a garden. But as you said, it's possible to grow things in pots as well on your patio, your yangtai or whatever. So this could include pretty much anybody. So yes, indeed, if you were to go looking for the world's oldest people, there's a good chance that you'd find them in their gardens. Yes, indeed, lots of old people keep themselves busy in their old age by working in their gardens, and that's for good reason. Don't laugh at them. They're actually helping themselves out. And many of the world's centenarians, or people over 100 years old, share an affection for horticulture. So, yes, we're talking about centenarians. That word is in the title. Again, that's a person who is in their hundreds, after the age of 100 up to the age of 109. Centenarian.
Yeah, it says here that people who are centenarians, some of them share an affection for horticulture. Horticulture refers to gardening. Notice it's not agriculture, guys. No, that's when you grow crops in big fields, farmers who actually grow crops to sell to people, and they make their living out of this. Horticulture just refers to gardening, and a lot of people are into horticulture. I started quite young when I was, I would say 8 or 9. I already had this love for plants, loved houseplants in particular. I still have a lot of houseplants in my apartment. It looks like a jungle if you come to my apartment. But it's from my mom. She loved to garden as well. My dad would say he was gardening, but he would just plant things and then let the weeds grow. But my mom would always have the kids go outside, and we would take care of our garden outside. And we never sold vegetables to any of our neighbors or friends. We would just give them away. We also have a lot of fruit trees in the backyard. So, yeah, I think my whole family kind of gets into this stuff. Now, if you really love plants and you love gardening, you'll often be referred to as someone who has a green thumb. I hear green fingers in Taiwan. Don't say that. It's a green thumb. Oh, you have a green thumb. My mom, although she actually took care of the garden, she did not have a green thumb. I bought her a lot of plants, and when I'd go home from school or from New York when I was living there, they were always dead. So if you have a green thumb, you're really good with plants. Not everybody is.
I think it just takes experience, how much water to put on them in the morning and stuff like that.
Don't overwater, yeah.
Yeah, once you figure that out, you'll probably do fine. So, yes, green thumb is the term that we use in the USA. Here in Taiwan, as you said, I've heard people say green fingers. We agreed here that sounds wrong to us, but I looked it up, and I guess they may use that in England or Australia. You'll have to ask them, but if you talk to Americans, you're definitely going to hear us say green thumbs. Yeah. I don't have a green thumb. I'm not good at gardening. But yes, if centenarians have those green thumbs, it could be related to their long lives. They're living long because they are good at gardening. Now, here in the next paragraph, it says, a variety of studies have shown that there may be factual evidence to back up these theories. So some people may say, hey, all those old people have gardens.
Yeah.
Is that a coincidence?
No.
Are they related?
Yes.
Do they have something to do with each other? Well, we have some studies, we have some research that have shown that, well, there should be factual evidence to back up these theories. So if something's factual, it's true. They have factual evidence. They've actually done some research and taken surveys and stuff like that. And they've discovered that, yes, indeed, there is a relationship between long life and gardening.
Here we're using this phrase to back up theories. If you back something up, it just means you support. You'll often hear someone say, yeah, I'm backing him up. I'm supporting him. So these studies actually back up the theories. A theory is your idea of why something's happening, but it's a theory until you test it. So they try to prove that their theories are true. Here's one Dutch study. If it's Dutch, it means it comes from the Netherlands. They showed that gardening relieves stress. That's very, I think, easy to understand why. It's kind of a slow sort of process, People who actually are in the fields picking vegetables and fruits, as their job, that's not relaxing. That's hard work. But people who just garden as a hobby, it's very relaxing. It relieves stress. If you relieve stress, you lessen something. We'll often talk about some medicine as being a pain reliever. Something that lessens something so it's not so severe, not so serious. Here it's going to relieve stress and help people's moods, how they feel about life. If you're in a good mood or a bad mood, oh, he's in a bad mood. Don't talk to him. But a lot of times when you do something you love, some sort of hobby, it's going to help you get into a better mood. Shopping, for a lot of girls, always helps them get into a better mood.
Could be, especially if they're spending their husband's money.
Well, until their credit card bill comes. Oh, I was thinking they were going to pay for it themselves. So,
that might be beneficial too.
Be careful about that, yeah.
Indeed. But, as I read this, I'm wondering, I wonder if the proximity to plants actually increases your mood because plants give off oxygen. You're just breathing extra oxygen there. Oh. And plants love you too, especially if you talk to them because you're actually giving them carbon dioxide.
They love that.
It's kind of like an exchange there. Plants and humans belong together. They are meant to be together. And that's one study here done in Holland here in the Netherlands. And then we've got another study from Australia that demonstrated that regular gardening reduces the risk of dementia.
Good.
So it demonstrated this. It showed this, or it proved this, that yes, if you do a lot of gardening, you won't go crazy in your old age. That's kind of like what dementia is. Older people sometimes forget names or they forget who they are and things like that. It's quite tragic, actually. It's not something you should joke about. But indeed, if you do a lot of gardening, you might reduce your risk of dementia.
That's a really great result. I think we should really publicize this a lot more. Right now, we're going to listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back to talk about gardening.
Hello everyone, my name is Tina. 我们首先来看到今天有第一个空格的句子，写着 Many of the world's centenarians, or people over 100 years old, share and blank one for horticulture. 在这里提到的呢，是世界上有许多的百岁人瑞，在英文里面我们用了 centenarian 这个字，那么呢，也就是超过100岁以上的人都对于园艺有着共同的什么呢？从今天的文章里面你可以看得出来，他们会活得这么久，可能跟他们的园艺技能有相关。我们来看一下第一题的选项 A affection 喜爱钟爱， B tournament 锦标赛， C handicap 障碍， D substitute 替代品。那么从这些研究发现呢，百岁人瑞都有着共同对于园艺的喜爱，所以根据后面的文意，第一题的标准答案可以选择 A affection。 第二段的第一个句子写着A variety of studies have shown that there may be factual evidence to blank to these theories. 有很多的研究显示呢，可能有事实的证据 factual evidence 来怎么样这些理论。第二题 A 选项 come upon 偶然遇到， B turn down 婉拒拒绝， C hand in 缴交， D back up支持。你会发现有很多的研究呢，都有事实证据可以来支持这样的理论。所以根据文意，第二题的标准答案，我们就选择 D back up。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. We're talking about gardening and how it might be a way to live a longer, hopefully more healthy life. One of the studies we're talking about, some of the research that was done in Australia, and I love this one. It says that by doing gardening regularly, if you garden regularly, you can use garden as a verb, guys, and as a noun. It can help reduce the risk of dementia. Tom talked about dementia briefly. Dementia is when you start losing your memory. Sometimes older people, their personalities change, which is really scary. They could have been sweet and lovely their whole lives, and then they get dementia and they turn into mean, angry people. So you want to avoid dementia if you can. Moreover, the health benefits of moderate physical activity and just being outdoors, having an outdoor lifestyle, are really great for you. So moderate exercise, anything that's moderate just means it's not too much. It's kind of average in amount. If you are someone who likes to exercise moderately, you probably exercise 2 or 3 times a week. You don't go crazy and exercise every day for 3 hours. You just do an average amount. You don't sweat too much. So moderate physical activity is supposed to be good. Everything in moderation is a phrase we use to say don't do too little or too much. Just going to stay in the middle.
Yep, and of course being outside is always good as well. They're both indispensable parts of gardening. In other words, you've got to have these when you're gardening, and all these are impossible to deny. You can't say, no, that's not true. It's true. Moderate physical activity and being outdoors is good for your health. You cannot deny that. Now, there are even more shared traits that hint at centenarians' longevity, however. So we've got more shared traits that centenarians have, more relationships between them living longer.
Characteristics,
Characteristics, yes. They hint at their longevity. Hint at means kind of they give us a clue about this, or they sort of indicate that this is true, even though they're not really obvious, but they're still kind of there. To hint at something. My child is always hinting at going to Disneyland, for example. She doesn't come out and say it, but she kind of drops hints. Boy, I really like Mickey Mouse, Daddy,
Yeah.
That's kind of hinting at wanting to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, you can also just, you'll often hear, especially kids, say, give me a hint. Oh, come on, give me a hint. If someone has a secret or knows something that you don't, it's kind of fun. Just give me a hint. Give me a little piece of information, a clue as to what what you know, what secret you have. So longevity just refers to someone who lives a long life. 2 are frequent interactions with family and friends and plant-based diets. So here are 2 shared traits, 2 characteristics, things that people do that help them live longer lives. Hang out with your family and friends more, guys, and eat a more plant-based diet. Don't eat so much meat, and that can help you as well. I've also read that you should eat less as you get older, because every time you force your body to digest food, it's putting more miles on your body. It gets you older and older. So be careful with that. So according to a Dr. Bradley Wilcox, who works at the University of Hawaii, that's a great place to live for a stress-free life. He's studied the centenarians living in Okinawa, Japan. We've all heard about them. There are more centenarians in Okinawa than anywhere on the planet Earth. One of their keys to long lives is social connectedness. Connectedness means you connect with other people. If you are a loner and you stay in your apartment and just play video games, that's probably not good for your health. You need to get out there and socialize.
Yeah, social connectedness, that word is not very common. Basically, it's what it's saying is that they just have active social lives. They've got their buddies, they get together, they chat, they go for walks and stuff like that. So that's one reason why they live so long. And Okinawa has the world's highest ratio of centenarians, the highest percentage of people over 100 in their population. That would be a ratio of, say, 2 to 1, 3 to 5, or whatever. Those are different ratios. And many people there maintain a personal garden well into old age. So it is a tradition there in Okinawa for older people to keep gardens. They have gardens, and there is a relationship between long life and gardening, at least in Okinawa.
They also consume vegetables that they grow themselves. And they also spend time at the market interacting with other vendors, people who are selling something, their vendors and customers. And that's great. They can talk to them. A lot of these people are interested in purchasing what they raise or what they garden. So that's kind of fun as well. If you purchase something, it simply means you buy something. I wanted to mention quickly, because it's a cool internet social media word these days, is ratio. And we use it as a verb. If you get ratioed, it means you posted something and you didn't get a lot of likes, but you got a lot of responses. People talking back to you. They weren't happy with what you posted. He got ratioed is what you'll here. Moving on to the third paragraph, whether or not gardening is needed to live a long, happy life. There's plenty of evidence, evidence, to suggest that it helps people do just that. Yeah, so this is kind of an article to encourage you guys to start thinking about ways to relieve some of the stress in your lives, improve your lives, and maybe avoid dementia, Alzheimer's, those diseases that take away your memory and your personality sometimes, and let you live a good life as you get older.
Yep, so we're asking this question, why not get started on your own garden? Of course, that's a question, but actually it's more of a statement. Why not do some gardening? It will do you some good. You can visit your local flower and vegetable markets for some inspiration and advice. And don't be afraid to get down in the dirt with some seeds, soil, and sunshine. So, indeed, you can do this. There are lots of flower markets. Of course, there's the Jianguo flower market here in Taipei.
I love that, yeah.
Lots of plants for sale there. There's one in my neighborhood on Singlong Lu.
Oh, really?
Yep, there's a big plant auction.
I didn't know that.
It's called the Potted Plant Auction. I think that title is all wrong, but basically it's a place where you can go buy plants. And yes, indeed, you can get some inspiration there. You can talk to the owners and get some suggestions. You know, hey, you can grow this pretty easily. All you need is this and this. So yeah, get down in the dirt. Get some dirt in your fingernails.
Under your fingernails.
Under your fingernails with some seeds and some soil and some fertilizer. And, of course, sunshine and rain. And, yeah, if you don't have a garden, you can still do it in pots, you know, on your yangcai, as we've suggested before. Or just get out and go for a walk in the park, whatever. Those are all beneficial, so you can garden your way to a longer life.
Here we're using garden as a verb for our last sentence in the whole article. Garden your way to a longer life. You'll often hear people go, oh, sing your way to a better day, or smile your way to changing your mood. So we hope we got you excited about gardening. It's gotten me more excited. I think I'll go home and this weekend I might buy some more plants.
I think I'll grow some tomatoes.
Okay.
Should be pretty easy.
Cool.
Okay, that brings us to the end of our lesson for today. It's time now to listen to our Chinese teacher.
从事园艺活动呢，可以有很多的优点。在这个第三个空格还提到 Moreover, the health benefits of moderate physical activity and an outdoor lifestyle, both blank 3 parts of gardening are impossible to deny. 提到呢，像是一些适度的身体活动，或者是户外的生活方式，这两者都是园艺当中什么的部分。然后呢，它们所带来的好处是 impossible to deny， 是不可否认的。第三题的 A 选项 imaginative， 想象力丰富的。B indispensable， 不可或缺的。C economical， 节俭的。D conservative， 保守的。在这里提到这个身体的运动跟户外的生活方式，两者都是属于园艺当中不可或缺的部分。所以根据文意，第三题我们就选择 B 选项 indispensable。第四个空格的句子写着 There are even more blank for traits that hint at centenarians' longevity, however。在这里提到呢，然而还有更多的怎么样 traits 特征，然后呢暗示了百岁人瑞的长寿原因。第四题 A 选项 to share， B to sharing， C shared。第四个选项 sharing， 在这里要修饰后面的名词 traits 呢，我们在这里可以选择用形容词 shared， 在这里有共有的共享的。这句话的意思就是有更多共同的特征，暗示了百岁人瑞之所以长寿的原因。所以第四题我们的标准答案合乎文法跟句意，就选择 C shared。接着呢，他们还会看到在冲绳这个地方有许多的人瑞，然后在这里提到，我们来看后半句 One of the keys to their long lives, blank 5, social connectedness。 在这里讲到住在冲绳的百岁人瑞，他们长寿的关键之一就是呢，跟社会的连结。我们要注意主词是 one of the keys， 所以是单数搭配单数的 be 动词。第五题就选择 B 选项 is。第六题呢，在这里提到的是 blank 6 The vegetables they grow themselves，but they also spend time at the market interacting with other vendors and customers interested in purchasing their produce。 在这里呢，我们要请同学注意到逗号后面有一个连接词叫做 but also， 想到了吗？ Not only but also 在这里用来连接两个句子。那么 not only 放在句首的时候，因为是否定词，所以后面的句子要倒装。根据文意，第六题我们就可以选择 A 选项 Not only do they consume。这一句的意思就是呢，他们不仅会食用自己种植的蔬菜，也会花时间在市场上跟其他的摊贩以及有兴趣购买他农产品的客人来互动。那么这些都是他们可能长寿的原因。那么第六题的标准答案就选择 A。 第七个空格Visit your local flower and vegetable markets for some blank 7 and advice。 看到了有这么多的好处，那么呢，你就要去参观当地的花卉跟蔬菜市场来获取一些什么以及建议，也可以好让自己呢从事园艺，让自己更长寿。第七题 A 选项 implication 言外之意， B immigration移民， C interruption 打断， D inspiration 灵感。所以你可以去逛逛这些市场，获取一些灵感跟建议。第七题的标准答案就选择 D inspiration。 OK， 以上就是今天的课文讲解，谢谢收听。
That's all for today, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and good luck with your garden.
Yeah.
Should you decide to start one. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.